Well, the Mariners have their first goaltender on the roster, announcing the signing this week of Zach Boutillier, netminder out of the QMJHL, former draft pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Zach, how are you?
I'm great. It's very nice to meet you. Glad I got the signing going. Very pumped and excited to go to the main and prove myself and be part of the organization.
Very good. We're excited to have you. Well, when I talk to rookies and guys that are new to the organization, usually I'll ask them, what describe your style of play. But as a goalie, your goal is to kind of just stop the puck, and it's not much more complicated than that. But what makes you stand out among other goalies like that? Obviously interested the Leafs in 2018 and has interested the Mariners now.
Yeah. Well, very competitive goaltender. I've never been the more technical goalie. I really play by instinct. I'm a fighter. I just try to stop every puck. I'm never out of the play, and I'm the kind of guy who's gonna make the last second save, split save. I'm very flexible in athletics, so I'm a fighter. Just find a way to stop the puck, and as you said, that's the only thing that matters in the end. It's not always pretty, but get the job done.
Well, as was the case with a lot of guys, last season you were unable to play due to COVID. You were headed to the University of Quebec, Trois-Rivières, as we've talked to with other U Sports guys, unable to play last year. So how does a goalie stay in hockey shape during a canceled season?
Well, it gives me the opportunity, the fact that we didn't have the season, just to get more into technical stuff and review my technique a lot with the goalie coach and practice. And obviously not much game situation, which is a shame, but I got a ton of practice time on ice, a lot of on ice time, and it just like I said, give me the opportunity to really break down my technique and go back to the basics and really build from there. And in the last few months, I still had some games with the university here in Trois-Rivières, so not against other team, not in a season, but still have the chance to play against my own teammates. We're a lot of guys here, so we had enough players to make some good game against each others. And the compete level's high, and I'm back on track, good shape, a lot of in gym training too. So there's always a way to stay in shape as a goalie too.
Last season you did play with the St. John Sea Dogs in 2019-20. You played a ton of minutes. You faced a ton of shots. I know you were in the top of the league in shots against. Most goalies like that, but what was that year like for you? Were you exhausted by the end of it?
Not exhausted, but it was a huge workload for sure. It gave me a chance to it's experience, a lot of shots, a lot of scoring chance, obviously. So those two go together. Give me the opportunity to make a lot of saves and get some experience in. So that's just more luggage I put in my back, and I was glad to have that kind of season. A lot of games, a lot of shots. So even though if we didn't play the whole season, I had more than a full season worth of shots. So that was great for me.
I always like to ask the guys that were drafted what that day was like for you in 2018 when your name was called by the Leafs.
Well, it was a late round pick, so a lot of waiting. But in the end of the day, just excited to get a pro camp. That's what really matters. I enjoyed myself in Toronto the time I was there. At the end, not signed or anything, but it was a great experience overall, and just helped me be the goalie I am right now. So it's just growing.
Well, as we know, there's a ton of QMJHL guys throughout the ECHL, and there's even some of your former teammates in the organization. I was looking at the Shawinigan roster from 16-17. You had Sam Asselin, who's in Providence, Cameron Askew, who's just traded here to the Mariners, and Gabriel Sylvestre, who played part of the 2019-20 season here. So how excited are you to be maybe playing with some of your former teammates here?
Well, very excited to get some common faces. That's always a big point when you get in a new organization. Familiar faces, somebody to ask for help too. But I've talked more with Mikael Robidoux, who played with you guys last year. We trained together all summer long, so he was he had some great words about the organization and the way it is and how sharp it is, and it just make me even more excited to come here. And obviously Cam Askew, I know him. I also know a few other guys. So like I said, familiar faces. It's gonna help me get into it a lot faster, I think.
Roby, a big fan favorite for sure.
Yeah, obviously.
Last thing here, Zach, as I mentioned at the beginning, you're the first goaltender signed on the roster, but I'm sure the Bruins are pretty deep at the position. Should be some competition coming up in camp. So what's your outlook here for training camp?
I just want to prove myself. It's a great opportunity for me to show up and showcase for myself. So, I've done the work. I know what I'm worth, and I just can't wait to have this chance to prove myself against other goalie. I know there's a lot, like you said, a lot of depth, a lot of goalie that are assigned to a bigger contract, AHL, NHL deals, but I've practiced with those kind of guy all summer for the last 2 years, and I know where I'm at, and I'm not scared of anybody. I just want to show up and do my own thing.
Very good. Well, we appreciate the time. Looking forward to meeting you here in person in a few weeks. And congratulations again on signing, Zach.
Thank you very much.